Hi, this is Stacy Kornhauser. Welcome to my podcast. I'm here with Elizabeth and Richard, and they're going to tell us a little bit about some of their magnetic moments. But let's start first. How did the two of you meet?
No, you're looking at me. Well, of course I remember. I was working as a patent attorney at Dow Corning in Midland, Michigan, and I had a friend in the patent department. His name was Alex. We were good friends. I was unattached at the time, and Alex said, "We have this woman we'd like you to meet." It turns out that they had a rental, and Elizabeth was living in the rental.
So I was divorced with a 2-year-old son, and I was working as a chemist at Dow Chemical at the time and running from these people. And so they set us up on a blind date.
Yeah. We met at the Ashland Court restaurant in Midland, Michigan. It was a hotel. But it was like the nicest restaurant in town. They didn't
It's a
really
small
have
town.
They didn't really have too many restaurants. And the funny thing is that we were obviously on a date, and there was a waitress.
It was a buffet.
It was a buffet.
So you went and got your own food. They didn't have to bring it to you.
And so she was like standing by the waitress station listening to us talk.
No, standing at our table. She
And-
kept coming and standing at our table.
Yeah. So she was eavesdropping and wanted the scoop on us and what was going on. So I wonder if she even remembers us. I mean, that's
I
such a
don't
long
know.
time ago.
And we were in our early 30s then. So we were like, we dove straight into it. It was like, okay, where do you see your life going? What do you want to do with your life? Like, what are your morals? What are your values? Like, do you think it's okay to rob, kill, and steal? Or
So you actually asked more value questions up front.
we did. We had it.
Cut right to the chase.
Well,
None
we
of
had
this
the no. We,
small talk.
we worked at corporate, and they had all that kind of stuff. You know how corporate does that kind of stuff.
Correct.
So we had all that stuff from corporate. So we're like, okay, well, let's look at some of the corporate stuff and just see. So yeah, we did.
I remember waiting for Elizabeth at the entrance of the restaurant. She's wearing this red, brown, white dress.
No, it was blue. Was oh no, it was. You're right. No, you're right. I forgot.
And I remember seeing that she was. Is this my date? She was so beautiful.
Oh,
and,
you're so sweet.
and I was just
Beautiful.
like, I was head over heels at that moment. I hadn't even talked with her, and I was already crazy about her. So
Yeah. So I was a little bit shy because of my divorce and how that was really an awful experience. And but I was like, yeah, I'll give it another chance. Yeah, this guy is great, and talked to a lot of people, and and so we ended up getting married. I don't know, 8 months later or something, right away. Because
right away.
8 months
I
later.
had a son. We were in our early 30s. We knew we wanted at least one more kid.
Right.
So we're like, okay, let's get this show on the road. and so then we had our daughter. So
About a year later.
About a year later.
Well over a year later.
no, not well.
Well, I mean, like 13 months after we got
No.
married, or 12 months.
No, we were married January 14th. She was born January 3rd.
Okay.
It
well,
wasn't quite a year later.
Well, I think that's pretty accurate.
I think that's pretty
Close
I think
enough,
we're gonna
about
take
a year later, that's plus or minus.
I think he was still blinded by the love when you first walked in. So
I don't
let's
know.
give him that.
Well, he must have, because I had cats. I've always had cats. And he was willing to put up with the cats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm allergic to cats, and I was sneezing a
love.
lot, and so in the early years, I really kind of tried to avoid the cats because
But now
I was
he loves
allergic, and I've outgrown that. So now the cats are my friends.
And now we've been married 30 years. So
That's wonderful.
for our 30th anniversary, we went to a wellness retreat. We ate healthy food, and we did yoga.
Get in shape, Richard. We want to keep you around for another 30 years.
So we went to
do
Costa
some more
Rica.
push-ups.
Okay, so that's for a good reason.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah. So, but it was really nice. It was in Costa Rica. It was beautiful weather all of the time. We'd wake up in the morning and you'd feel the breeze come in off the ocean. You know what it's like to be in those tropical settings, and we had a lot of fun.
We're like, what are we going to go do? Sit on a beach somewhere and drink for a week, or
Right.
go try to take care of ourselves so we have another 30 years.
Right.
I don't know if I'm the last
Yeah.
30, but
But
we'll
y-
see.
But you know what one of the things that we used to do together a lot was eat and drink alcohol, right?
Drink wine,
Drink
to be
wine,
specific.
To drink
yeah.
wine specifically.
Used to before
Used
this
to.
retreat.
But we went on this retreat, and we haven't had any alcohol since. I think
I've had wine a couple times.
You've had wine, like, just very briefly.
Okay.
like,
But the wellness retreat worked. We
Yeah.
became well. And,
Weller.
And it's, so it was worth it. Yeah. So what better gift to give yourself, right?
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. What?
Yeah.
And you also work together.
We do.
We do. It's not easy sometimes, but we do. Yeah. So Richard owns a law firm.
Yeah, I mean, we work on it together, though. It's sort of been like a third child, right?
So-
and Elizabeth does the marketing, and she has background as a patent agent too. So when we were starting out, she did a lot of the patent work.
I did some of it. So yeah, when he was working at a corporation, and they were doing yet another reorg,
Yes. I
and
do.
he really didn't want the job, and we would have had to move again. And I said, look, if you start your own firm, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Well, don't ever say something like that. Although it's been a lot of fun. I am glad that we did it. I'm just joking when I say that. So I helped him with the first website, which was a lot of the marketing stuff, and just kind of was a general dog's body, I guess.
A what?
And dog's body.
I've never heard
I've
that
never
term
heard
before.
that before.
Oh, just someone who does
Well,
anything
you
that
would be
needs
a
to be
cat's
done.
body,
I would be a
but-
cat's
You'd be a
body.
cat's
You
body,
wouldn't,
yeah.
but I.
But and
no,
then,
you helped a lot. So
And I
she
get-
has a lot of good ideas.
and I got my patent agent's license and drafted patent applications. And then we realized that the marketing people we had hired didn't know how to market a patent and trademark and copyright law firm.
Okay.
There are very subtle differences in those three products, and nobody knows what they are unless you're like neck deep in this stuff. So Richard decided I should take over the marketing effort
Yep.
in the most, and we do it together though, because he's got a ton of good ideas too.
Yeah, I mean, but I think working together, even though there's been plenty of times when we disagree on stuff, I think though that has been a real bond between us because it gives us something in common that's important. The law firm and the podcast studio both supply income for us to live off of, right? So, so we do, it is important, and we spend a lot of time talking about it and planning around it. And so it's really, I think it's been sort of central to our marriage over the years.
Yeah, and then about a year ago, we were trying to decide what to do with the building. We're in our own building now that we own. The law firm's on the first floor. We're on the second floor right now. And Richard had set up all this really great, expensive equipment to do our radio show and podcast, Passage to Profit, during COVID. Before that, before COVID, we were going into Manhattan and recording at the iHeart Studios. So we wanted to get the same sound quality. So he did this huge, well, not huge, I mean, it's a small room, but this very complex setup so we could get video and audio and get really high quality. And so I said to him, we didn't want to sell the building yet, and people weren't renting office space. I said to Richard, well, why don't we rent it to other people that want to do podcasts? And so Richard said, okay.
Well, I
And
have
he
to
dug
admit,
in.
I was skeptical at first, but I watched some videos on YouTube, and these podcast studios are like money makers. So why not go for it?
So we had the space. So we spent a year remodeling it, actually. We used credit cards, we used sweat equity, and, Richard's brain power with all the tech stuff, and we got it to where it is now. And I actually have quite a few clients using this right now. We had a grand opening in October of 2025. No, this is
2024.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, this is October of 20. No, not October, April.
Okay.
April of 2025.
Okay.
October was when I started planning it. So, and I got clients from that. and a lot of interest from that. And so it almost sells itself because it's such a popular thing right now. And so he was instrumental in that. So this belongs to both of us. I run it. So he runs a law firm, and it's only in his name because I'm not an attorney, and you can't have your name on it if you're not an attorney in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
But we're both on this studio, and we use it ourselves a lot too for doing our own videos and marketing materials.
Right.
Yeah.
Even for this podcast. So thank you.
Yeah.
This is a great space because it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, and we tried to make it nice.
Well, and we also, in addition to the cats, there's our kids.
Oh,
Now
we're not
we
supposed to talk about
We have
them.
to be careful what we say because we are forbidden to mention names on the air.
Or too much about them, even.
Too much about them. We've gotten in trouble for that.
As you can tell, they're grown and gone. So we do have 2 children, and the one I had when we got married, and then the one we had together. So
But we can't tell you anything about them. You have
That's
to
okay.
trust that they actually
They exist.
other than Richard raised my son like it was his son. So he was 3 when we got married. He can't remember a time without Richard. So Richard has always been his dad.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we're gonna keep going, but it was a blind date.
So now I know, Richard, you had stated that you had if you don't mind me using the term, the magnetic moment, right, when Elizabeth walked in.
Yeah.
So any other magnetic moments that you've had, or even you, Elizabeth? You guys work together, right? You live together. You do a lot together.
I think we have a lot of them when we're brainstorming together. So we're into the cutting edge tech. So we talk about AI a lot. We talk about marketing ideas a lot. Those are always magnetic moments because we kind of feed off each other. And, he does research in one place. I do research in another place. We bring it together. And it's really fun. It's one of the most fun things. And when we're driving, we brainstorm while we're driving. What do you think?
Yeah, those are amazing moments. I also have to say, the first time that we met our granddaughter, that was an amazing moment. to
She's
find out.
adorable.
But and I couldn't resist anyway. But so that was a magic moment, and there's been a lot of there's been, like any marriage, there's been a lot of different phases and adjustments, but a lot of good times. So,
Yeah. And we just adopted 2 kittens, one of which is lost now, but he better come home. So it's like, okay, well, there's a 15 to 20-year commitment. I mean, I think part of it is we love what we're doing. I love the podcasting stuff.
Yes.
That I'm made for that. And Richard has always loved being a patent attorney. He's doing more running businesses now and mentoring younger people he doesn't actually write many patents himself. Although, should I mention
sure,
what just happened?
absolutely.
So before this, during COVID, I was doing a project, and it was a video directory of B2B businesses. And it was short videos and long videos. I was doing kind of what you were trying to get, like a short video, but then they turned into hour-long videos.
But they're great stories.
They are. And I called it Fireside at first. I couldn't get the trademark, Fireside Directory. Was working on a website for it. I had a website for it. I was working on a website upgrade. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of that, Richard and I, of course, were always brainstorming. And being a patent agent, I wrote a patent application for this video directory method. And the attorneys at Gearhart Law helped with the claims. I did the rest of it anyway. And then they helped argue with the patent office to get it allowed. And both our names are on it because Richard had some super great ideas too. And so we just found out that it was allowed. So, yay.
Congratulations.
We're officially in patent holders.
Yes.
So,
We're going to do some more work on it though. So this is what I'm saying about the patent process is intricate and unusual for people. So even though we do have the patent, but we're going to go back and try to do some more work and try to get them to allow a little bit more coverage and protection before we pay the issue fee and have it actually issued as a patent. And they used to send you this nice ribbon copy. It was this hard copy with this ribbon. Now it's just emailed to you. It's like
It's just a PDF.
it's like, oh, come on. I'm going to print it out and put a ribbon on it anyway.
That's right. You should.
Maybe we can find an old patent with a ribbon and stick it on there.
Yeah, so now we have a patent together, too. Yeah.
Another little magnetic moment.
Another
little
little sort of child thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
child.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have all these little beings around us. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I actually love how you talked about some of your magnetic moments for both of you was about just sharing ideas and bouncing off one another. Right. And it's really about, to me, the growth. Like you say one thing and then someone adds something to something else, et cetera.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
I think that's important for us. I think, most long-term relationships, you have to have things in common, right, to communicate about.
And we're working towards a common goal with
And we're
everything.
working toward a common goal.
Yeah, that's a great point about the common goal.
Yeah, and I can't even remember much about what it was like being in corporate. I remember some, but I can't remember much. And I don't know how people, when they're both in corporate and then they retire. We have friends that are totally retired. I don't know how they do it because we're never going to retire.
No.
No, because
Not
we
until
like what we're
not-
doing too much.
Not until I start acting so foolishly that they have to take me off the stage, right?
So, and we still are doing the Passage to Profit radio show and podcast. We're going into the city probably once or twice a month to do it, and then we're doing it on Zoom the other time. So we try to do it once a week. And so we're interviewing. I mean, what's the most fun about that? This is one of the most fun things I've ever done, I think, because we are interviewing the most amazing people.
You are.
And it's cutting edge stuff. And they're so smart, I feel like,
And creative.
and
Very
creative.
in how they think.
And yes. And it's everything from AI and the interaction with society. And everything's AI now. So every radio show is AI. But AI and the interaction in society. And then AI. Yesterday we had somebody who was AI in the fashion industry.
Oh, I saw that. I saw a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's just, and we have a marketing assistant who's helping us. That's why you saw it. But, and that's just like AI is being used in ways you wouldn't even believe. And so for us, it's so much fun to know about it and to know this stuff, right? And learn it. So they say, play Sudoku or do bridge or something so your brain doesn't get old. I'd rather do this.
Yeah. I mean, on the last episode, spoiler alert, and the episode doesn't publish before this does, but there was a guy who was trying to, diagnose himself, and he used AI. And this is the bromine thing, right? The
Did you hear
AI
about this?
recommended.
No, but I've recommended AI for people to do that. Go ahead.
And so the AI told him to stop taking in salt and substitute it with bromine, and he did that, and he got really, really sick. He went to the
almost died.
hospital for weeks, and he almost died. And so on the one hand, you have all this potential, but then I hear a story like this, scares the bejeebies out of me that if
Right.
it makes the wrong kind of mistake at the wrong time. And the author of the article made an excellent point, which was there's nobody to hold AI accountable.
Correct.
There's
So,
no
and if
malpractice suit against AI, right?
And there's not a
find a
hospital
way.
or an organization behind this advice that is going to make sure the person who's giving it is properly trained. And there's no recourse if something goes wrong. So I think we need to take that into consideration
Correct.
going forward.
So we're learning really great things AI is doing in places where it's really screwing up. And, and people cannot trust it. Like they trust social media and they shouldn't. They cannot trust AI 100%.
Correct.
And so we're talking about that every show, and we're trying to present both sides all the time, because I use AI.
Yeah, I
love it.
mean, it's
But
great in so many ways.
I will say ChatGPT 5, which just came out, I don't know,
Yes.
less than a week ago.
Yep.
I hate it so far.
Oh, I haven't played with it yet because I'm using so many. I put something in one, I put something in another. Just it's like asking different friends.
Well, do you know?
Types of advice.
Do you want to know why I seriously hate it? I asked it to make a thumbnail, take one of our Passage to Profit thumbnails and make a new thumbnail. And then it did, and it was pretty good. And it had a picture of a man and a woman. And I said, okay, well, here's a picture of Richard and me. Put that in there. How many chins do you see that I have? It made a picture of me with like 3 chins and 30 pounds heavier. And then it took Richard and did something really weird.
No wonder she hates it. Right?
Yeah, so ChatGPT is not, and he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be friendly. It's like it is not, my friend.
Yeah, no, I used one the other day. I won't mention which one. And I think I might have asked it perhaps too many questions. It was 5 questions to change a picture of something. And after a while, I said, I think she's drunk. And then I stopped. And I said, okay, she's tired. She's drunk. I will now put down the phone. The phone doesn't want to give me what I've asked for.
Yeah. So we say, yeah, it's useful, but you have to master it. Don't let it master you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really, I think, those are some magic moments for us now, is being able to understand and hear top experts on this stuff, and interview them and talk to them and be invited to some of these networking events where they're speaking and stuff. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
We live in interesting times.
Till AI takes over.
Yes,
Right,
we do live
well.
in interesting times.
Yes. So that's us.
Well, thank you so much. This was excellent. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Richard, for being on my podcast.
Thank you. So, so we say, yeah, it's useful, but you have to master it. Don't let it master you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really, I think, those are some magic moments for us now, is being able to understand and hear top experts on this stuff, and interview them and talk to them and be invited to some of these networking events where they're speaking and stuff. It's really, really fun, exciting right now.
Yeah.
We live in interesting times.
Till AI takes over.
Yes,
Right,
we do live
well.
in interesting times.
Yes. So that's us.
Well, thank you so much. This was excellent. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Richard, for being on my podcast.
Thank you.